My name is Hania Malik, and for 29 years, I lived in the shadow of my younger brother. No matter how hard I worked, how much I achieved, or how much I sacrificed, my parents always made it clear who the golden child was. I thought if I worked harder, if I earned more, if I built something meaningful, they'd finally see me. But the turning point came the day my father looked me in the eye and said, "Your brother deserves the business you built, because you'll never run it as well as he can." That's when I stopped trying to earn their approval and started protecting everything I created. Stay with me, because I'm about to share how I went from the forgotten child in a middle-class family to the woman who built something so powerful, no one could take it away from me again. I grew up in a modest house in Lahore, Pakistan, with my parents, Farhan and Saima, and my younger brother, Ayan. From the moment Ayan was born, the family narrative was set. He was the prodigy, the pride, the future. My father boasted about Ayan's soccer trophies at family gatherings. My mother kept scrapbooks of his achievements. Meanwhile, my perfect grades, science fair medals, and debate victories barely got a distracted nod. I remember once bringing home a certificate for ranking top in my district in biology. My mother smiled faintly, then immediately asked if I could help Ayan with his math homework. It was clear. I wasn't the star of this family. At 15, something shifted. My uncle had a small shop where he repaired old electronics. I spent hours there after school, fascinated by the way broken pieces could be put back together. One evening, I fixed an old radio on my own. My uncle patted my head and said, "You've got hands that create value, Hania. Never forget that." It was the first time someone outside my teachers had acknowledged my ability. That moment lit a fire in me. I started learning everything I could about technology and small business. While my parents spent weekends driving Ayan to sports tournaments, I was watching YouTube tutorials on entrepreneurship, scribbling business ideas in old notebooks. By the time I entered university, I knew I wanted to build something of my own. But there was one problem: money. My parents had saved for only one child's education, Ayan's. They told me straight to my face, "We need to invest in his future. You're resourceful. You'll figure it out." And I did. I worked nights tutoring high school kids in physics. I freelanced online, designing logos for small shops. I ate instant noodles more often than I care to admit. While other students enjoyed campus life, I lived in survival mode. Every penny went into tuition, books, and saving for something bigger. When I graduated with a degree in computer science, my parents barely attended the ceremony. They left early for Ayan's soccer match. I got a job at a local software house, but my real work began after office hours. Late at night, in my tiny rented room, I started developing an online platform, an app that helped small businesses track expenses and manage digital payments. It wasn't flashy, but it solved a real problem. Within 2 years, I launched it publicly. By then, I had saved every extra rupee, learned enough coding and business strategy to manage a loan, built a small network of supportive mentors. Slowly, shopkeepers, tailors, and even corner stores started using my app. Word spread. Local news wrote about the young woman entrepreneur bringing technology to small businesses. For the first time, I felt like I had created something no one could ignore. Then came the night that changed everything. At a family dinner, my parents slid a set of legal documents across the table. Smiling, my father said, "We think it's best if Ayan manages the business side of your app. You'll still get some credit, of course, but he'll take 50% of the profits." I stared at them in shock. "Why would I sign this?" I asked. "Because Ayan has always been the one with leadership," my mother replied. "And because family businesses should stay with the son," my father added. I almost broke then. Almost. Instead, I pulled out my own folder. A Clause 3.2, legal protection I'd set up months earlier, gave me 100% control over ownership and profit rights. I watched the color drain from my father's face. That night, I realized something powerful. I didn't need to keep fighting for their approval. I had built something they could never take away. From that moment forward, I stopped trying to prove myself to my family and focused entirely on proving myself to the world. Today, my platform serves thousands of small businesses across Pakistan. I employ a team of 20. And while my parents still dote on Ian, I no longer crave their validation. Because I've learned the truth. When you stop chasing the love you'll never get, you create the life you truly deserve. If you've ever felt overlooked, undervalued, or dismissed, remember this. You don't need to be anyone's favorite to build a life worth living. Hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments. Have you ever felt like the forgotten child? Your story might just be the spark for someone else's courage.